Let's admit it, we all think rock crawlers should be faster. That's why they make rock racers. But should you be careful what you wish for? We test Redcat's new Wendigo Rock Racer to see if going faster means more fun. Redcat must like us to Google things because I had no idea what a Wendigo was. I had to Google it. It's some scary ass monster, eats flesh, blah blah blah. It just means bigger monster eating flesh winter thing. So is this a big monster flesh eating rock racer? I'm not sure, but it satisfies something that a rock crawler or a scaler can't. It goes faster. But does that mean it's better? We're testing Redcat's new Wendigo RTR to see if putting bigger tires in and stuffing more power in makes any sense. If you were asking me, hey Derek, what's the difference between a rock racer and a rock crawler? My answer would be a long pause. Because realistically what it is bigger tires in this case, a motor and gearing that goes faster than 8 miles an hour or 10 or whatever they can do. But the sacrifice is here. This is based on Redcat's Gen 8 chassis. It's a ladder frame, solid axles front and rear. You get some huge sidewall tires, more like you're running 38s on a Jeep. Overall, looking at it, it looks pretty good. And I'll have to admit that Redcat has really been putting out some quality looking products. And much like the Kaiju monster truck that we just tested, the quality of materials is much higher. It doesn't look as plasticky. It's got more nylon fill in the plastic, more composite looking. You get aluminum shocks all around. Upgrades everywhere where you can kind of see them, and it makes for an overall, for the price at $389, you kind of sit here and scratch your head. Like, wait, what am I missing? Why is this so cheap? But sometimes you got to realize why it's cheap. It's just cheaper, and that's a good thing for all of us, because at that price, it's really appealing. First off, the body, the whole look is pretty badass. You got this kind of like retro-looking Bronco-ish body, in a nice blue with the drivers and everything. And overall, it's just a really good-looking product. So let's get into a few details of the kit itself. It's got a center transmission, and hidden in there is a slipper adjustment, which I think is really critical because we had an issue with the truck where we broke a drive axle, but I really think that the slipper's too tight. So that little black plug you see kind of in the middle, you should really check and kind of get it loose first and then tighten it back up so you don't run into any issues. It's needed. The motor is placed up front, similar to the Gen 8 crawler for weight distribution, and a transmission in the front, which is connected to a center transfer case, which then transfers the power to the rear wheels. So it's sort of like a realistic engine in the front, transmission in the middle, and then power going both directions. It's kind of cool. It's good for rock crawling, rock racing, we'll see. This is the rear axles. They're plastic spline. They're pretty strong, but this is where the issue occurred on our truck. We did snap one of those in mild bashing. I wouldn't even call it extreme. But this is the kind of the downfall of solid axle monster truck and speed and power. The steering is up front, similar to that Gen 8. It's not behind the axle steering, it's in front. We did run into another little issue. It's not an issue, it's just that you've got to really check endpoints and dual rate on this truck to make sure that you're not overextending the steering arm. Make sure it's centered out of the box, and also that the dual rate doesn't allow it to push the servo past the stop points, or you're going to stress the servo and break things. We get a little bonus points here. It does have threaded aluminum body shocks with an aluminum cap. You can see there's 9 height and angle adjustments for the shocks, and obviously you can adjust preload and springs to kind of adjust the performance of the car on the course or rocks or whatever you're running on. The kit comes with standard aluminum hexes with a little pin, and you can see the bearings held by screws in there. I'm going to complain a little bit here. Those hexes fall off if you take the wheel off, and then the pin also slides out. So be careful when you're taking the wheel off and checking tension. You could lose that pin, and then you're three-wheel drive. So just check on it and look into upgrading to clamped hubs, hexes in the future. Just a quick rundown on some of the other parts in the kit. It's a 4-link suspension. You got good-looking bumpers. The steering, you got good throw. The radio needs to be upgraded. Need endpoint adjustment. It's almost critical. There's the bump stop I was talking about, making sure you're not overextending servos. So let's get to performance. Rock racing. What does it mean? I don't really know, because if you really want to take it to what it means is I should be bombing over big rocks that you'd be crawling on. That's impossible, because we're an RC car, and big rocks, it just doesn't work. So we went to a kind of open field, like a desert runner with some rocky areas. And the first thing I'm going to tell you is this has a major torque twist. We tested on 3S. When you punch the throttle, the thing twists in a circle. It will roll over. It will backflip. It's pretty unstable. That's just part of the game. And 3S is probably too much power. I'm going to recommend that if you want to kind of keep it cool, you put it on 2S. We just went for 3S because it said, hey, you can run it, so we put it in. So another thing is that it doesn't really like to turn. So if you're going fast and turn, prepare to roll over. You can be a good driver and counter steer and try to catch everything. But to be honest with you, it's got a high center of gravity. The sidewalls on the tires are soft, which means it flexes. So if it grabs something, it's going to have a tendency to turn, especially because all that torque from the motor is twisting the chassis to the extreme, like Vanilla Ice. But in the end, that's part of the appeal of this truck, and it was pretty fun when in our little play area that we made up here. We tested on some rocks, and like I said, I wouldn't recommend it. You're not going to find a rocky ravine and run through it at high speed. You're going to break. Critical you test the slipper, because in this bass session, we did break the center rear drive input and stopped our fun. We got the parts and put them back in, but you just need to pay attention to this. Our full review of this kit is in issue number 40, so pick it up so I can explain more of what went on. But overall, here's what I'm going to say. For $389, this thing looks badass. It's pretty fast. It's pretty durable. It's going to break. We had a pre-production kit, so maybe we got a lemon. I don't know. We just broke one part, not a big deal. But the full review is in issue 40. $389, pretty good looking truck. You know, take it for what it is. Like I said, rock racers, you know, a quick rock crawler is probably more of an accurate description. So just take it easy and have a good time. Don't forget, we just passed all that crap back there. Click, like, subscribe. Watch us on YouTube. We're doing stupid live stuff now. I don't know what else to do. You know, I'll come over to your house and slap you in the face and then steal your car. You want me to do that? Just click the button. Hit the bell.